say you want a revolution. Well, you know.
What is going on, guys? I am ReVo coming at you today with a commentary, my first commentary on this channel. I'm going to share with you guys a big event mistake thing that happened last summer, July 11th to be exact. So yeah, hopefully you can learn from this because it's a big mistake that I don't want anybody else to make, especially not to the extent I made it. So, till July 11th, let's go back to that day. Actually, no, July 10th, I'm sorry. July 11th was the day after the mistake, when it all went downhill. No, but, July 10th. So everything that day was, pretty, average. I don't really remember much about that specific day, that I made the mistake. But I remember everything was going pretty decent. I was in my room, sitting exactly where I'm sitting at this second as I'm doing this commentary, actually. And my sister came in, I had her laptop and everything, I was on Facebook or YouTube or something, and she asked me if I wanted to take some pills with her, and they were prescription pills, and I asked her, why are you going to be popping pills? And she said, well, I'm depressed, and I just want to clear my mind, get, my mind off stuff, so I was like, okay, sure, why not? So, I guess you could say I tagged along. But it wasn't like we went to a rave or some party or anything, it was at my house, in my living room. My parents were in bed, so don't be like, your parents allowed this? No, they were in bed, they were sleeping, completely unaware of what was being done up in the living room. So she got a bunch of pills and everything from my parents' medicine cabinet, and the primary drug, or prescription drug for that matter, that she got was Xanax. And if you don't know what Xanax is, it's basically an antidepressant, anti-anxiety, antidepressant type drug. And the ones we had, I think, were 20 milligrams. And I took, in about a half hour of time, because this was about 10:30 at night, maybe 11, probably about 11 o'clock when I started. I took about 40 to 50 Xanax, and they're all 20 milligrams each. So think of your ibuprofen that you probably have at your house. That's maybe, 200 milligrams? Maybe more, maybe 400. If I think about 200 milligrams is about the average. Well, Xanax is not an over-the-counter drug. So ibuprofen, you're supposed to take in large amounts because it's supposed to help you. But Xanax, you're supposed to take like 1 to 2 pills that are like 20 milligrams. So like 40 milligrams max. I took 40 to 50 of them. So I got about 400 to 500 milligrams worth of Xanax in my system when you're only supposed to have like 1/40th of that max. So, I took a bunch of them, my sister took a bunch of them, and then nothing really happened. I wasn't high, because that's what I was doing it for. I kind of wanted to just get a high, thought, I've never been high before, why not try it? But I didn't get buzzed or high or anything, and a half hour had passed since I started taking them, and I had gotten, done with my share of pills. I was like, okay, I'm going to bed. I'm tired, this is making me sleepy, if anything. So I went up to my room, and I have a loft, which is like a bed that's basically 6 feet high off the ground. Now, because my bed is so high, getting down can be hard, especially when you're high. So basically, I went to sleep and I woke up in the morning, and my dad was in my room, waking me up, trying to talk to me. But when I went to bed, I was fine. When I woke up, I was so out of it, I could not understand anything he was saying. I could hear it perfectly fine. It's just, it wasn't like, imagine if you were a foreigner, you're Asian coming to America, and people are trying to talk to you. You can hear the words, and you recognize they're trying to talk to you. You just have no idea what they're actually saying. Your mind's not like picking up, okay, well, they're asking me how my day is, or anything like that. What my name is. You just hear the words, but you don't know what they mean. That's how I was feeling with my dad. He was trying to talk to me, but now that I recall it a little bit, I don't have a lot of memory about that morning. I was really messed up. But I do remember that he was asking me about my sister. I don't remember exactly what he was asking. I can't quote it, but he was asking me about my sister. So I tried to get off the bed, off my loft, and I was climbing down, and I don't even know how, but I managed to climb down, and then once I got down, I fell on my ass. And I'm not talking about tripped or anything. I'm talking about I just couldn't stand up. My body wasn't even capable of sending the neuron signals to stand up and stay up and balance and everything. So I fell on my ass. I felt like a baby that's my only clear, vivid memory that early in the morning was falling on my ass like a baby. You know how they wear diapers and everything? They fall straight onto their butt like as if they were sitting down into the air. That is what I did twice. So my dad noticed, I couldn't talk, I couldn't walk, I wasn't comprehending stuff. So he helped me out to the SUV, and my sister was out there already unresponsive in a coma. I didn't know she was in a coma at that time, but turns up that they were getting me because she was supposed to babysit the next morning after the pills at 7:30 a.m. For two boys. And when my mom came to wake her up, she found her on the couch with pills next to her, not waking up or anything. So we took her to the hospital. I was like really out of it, so they took me to the emergency room. Well, it turns up I was so messed up with narcotics that my brain was basically frying. It wasn't a good thing. I don't really know exactly, if I hadn't gone to the hospital, if I would have brain damage from all the narcotics, or if I would just had a really fucking long high. Because let me tell you guys something. I took a lot of antidepressants. I didn't overdose. I didn't go in a coma, but I was high. All in all, I was high for about a week straight. Now, it wasn't like the first day I was extremely out of it. The second day I could comprehend stuff a little bit better. The next day I could comprehend most stuff, but I still was like off balance, slurring words. It was like being drunk for 4 days and then being high for 3 days. That's what it was like. It wasn't like a fun high where you're seeing pink unicorns or anything exciting. It was like a high where you're just getting frustrated because I had memory loss. I couldn't. My cousin, who is like 18 or 19, came to visit me in the hospital when I was in the ICU, which is intensive care unit. I was hooked up on IVs and everything, heart monitors, all that. My cousin came to visit me, and I'm not gonna lie, my cousin's not ugly at all, or I don't think she is anyways, but she came to visit me, and instead of saying, hey, this is my cousin, in my head, I said out loud, who's this cute little girl, or something like that, or who's this girl, cutie, or I don't know, who's this cutie, but basically I just called my cousin cute. Do you know how awkward that is? I was calling every girl cute, I was on bed rest, which means I couldn't walk or anything, and I was on suicide watch, so I had somebody watching me 24/7. I'm not talking about checking up on me. I'm talking about somebody was sitting across the room, not keeping their eyes off me. The most anybody ever did when they weren't watching me, the most privacy I had was when they were reading a book or something. But they were always in the room right across from me, keeping their eye on me. So I couldn't get out of bed. I wasn't allowed to. If I tried to, they would get shitty with me. So because I couldn't get out of bed, obviously as far as peeing goes, you know the procedure. No, not a catheter, a bottle. Let me tell you guys something. A bottle, when you're laying down in a bed, is not easy to pee in. If you're sitting or if you're standing, a bottle is no problem if you're a guy. But if you are laying down, a bottle is a big problem. It wasn't like a pop bottle. It was like a pee bottle meant for peeing. But I tried to pee in it, and this is awkward, but I'm going to be honest with you. I kept getting pissed on myself, getting pissed on the bed and everything. So there's keep having to change the sheets, and the nurses had to wash me, if you know what I mean. They'd have to have me stand up or lean on the bed or something, and have somebody else hold me up and wash my area and all that, because I would get piss everywhere. It was a really bad situation. I know it sounds funny to you. You're probably laughing your ass off, damn, this kid, he got what he deserved for his mistakes. But it really wasn't something that I really deserved. I made a mistake, but that was a lot of fucking shit. So I didn't get to see my girlfriend for 2 weeks because I was in ICU from Friday morning to afternoon of Saturday, and then I got switched to PBH, which is a behavioral hospital for people that attempt suicide or cut themselves, self-harm and stuff. I wasn't suicidal, but they moved me there. I was there for a long time. It was an extremely depressing thing for me, and to make matters worse, the second day that I was in PBH, it was my 16th birthday. I did this all 3 days before my birthday. July 14th was my birthday. I took the pills July 10th, got moved to the hospital July 11th, and I was in there until July 17th or something like that. It wasn't good. Actually, I think I was in there until July 19th. But yeah, guys, just my sister, as far as she goes, she was in a coma for 18 hours. That's an approximate. She's okay now. I'm okay. We're both fine. But just if you're gonna take drugs or something, just be careful. Don't overdo it. Even if you're not getting a high real quick, take your time. Let it kick in. Okay, just don't overdo it. Because I've done that a couple times. But I'll let you guys know more in future commentaries. Peace.